All right, what's going on, y'all? Spyvo is back again, coming at you with my yearly, I guess, BBS is dying update. Honestly, I think that KLab has done some pretty good things when it comes to quality of life updates and actually fixing up issues that they've had for quite a while. However, I do find it a little asinine that they actually don't do enough. And I get that it could be a coding thing, like, oh yeah, it takes a while for updates to come out, but the reality is that since KLab is a corporation and it is a publicly traded company, it is really slow to get any type of updates because at the end of the day, the markets hate uncertainty, and if KLab changes up stuff too much in a game, which is pretty much I don't want to say their primary source of income, because I genuinely don't really know. I only know how much money they make from the games that they have. I don't really know any of the merchandise sales or anything like that. That is probably a better question for Cool. Cool is very good at looking at the finances of the company. That being said, screw the finances, screw the KLab, screw the company in general. Let's just focus on Bleach Brave Souls and the things that KLab, in my opinion, could do in order to, one, increase revenue, two, potentially just increase quality of life, and potentially get players back into the game. Now, when they actually updated Epic Raids and gave us ×5 runs, a lot of people came out of the woodwork. I had friends from like that had quit for 6 months ago. I had one guy that came back after 3 years of quitting the game just so that he can mess around and play around, and I don't know if he's back for the most part, but like he dabbles. he wills. Man's literally logged in for his 5.5 Yoruichi, his 5.5 7th anniversary Aizen, just to quit again for another couple months. But let me just get into this now. This was posted onto the feedback page, and there's actually quite a lot of stuff that people post, and I genuinely like it. Co-op Orb Reset, Transcendent Zone, and more common special move sources. Co-op Orb Reset has not taken place in over, I believe, 2 years. I might be wrong, maybe 1.5 years. Transcendent Zone has not been re-released in about 6 months now, which I understand why they didn't, why they're not re-releasing Transcendent Zone, and the real reason for that, in my opinion, is money. They do sell Hogyoku packs, and with Transcendent Zone, they probably saw a massive decrease in sales for the Hogyokus. If you watch my videos and if you listen to me, when I told y'all need to farm the literal hell out of this, some of y'all did, and I'm so glad that y'all did, because Transcendent Zone hasn't been out in a while. I personally farmed 10,000 Hogyokus. I got ridiculed a lot for it. And then it came back and I got ridiculed some more, like, oh, it's like, do you regret farming so much? No, I don't, because I genuinely wanted to farm it out to the point where I was good for the next few years, and I currently still have 8,500 Hogyokus. KLab has made Hogyokus more available outside of Transcendent Zone, but in my opinion, not enough for the general community to start leveling up characters without caring. Like that's the point. That's my biggest issue with this game. You summon a character and you want to work on that character, but you can't justify leveling them up in their Transcendence or their Link slots because the lack of Hogyokus, the lack of special move sources, the lack of large scrolls, medium scrolls, small scrolls, which, okay, like, admittedly, in my opinion, I think that they give enough small and medium and large scrolls if you grind the game hard. But if you don't, for a casual, doing Chronicle Quest sucks. Nobody here, if you genuinely like farming Chronicle Quest, unsubscribe. Literally, just get out of my face, bro. You need to go outside, touch some grass, maybe chew on it a little or something. But for the most part, I don't know anyone that actually genuinely likes farming Chronicle Quest. The point event can be a bit toxic as well. You have to farm that like crazy. I tell people, I'm like, usually I farm out like 40 mil, but like, yeah, that's a lot of grinding, especially for the casual player. Now, there's something that someone said here. Here it is. I enjoy the game, but not for hours on my PS4 farming point events. Considering the obscene points required, you should implement a ×50 or a ×100 soul ticket use option. This I would completely back, because this would either force people to buy a lot of soul tickets, which I think would be generating revenue for KLab just straight up off the back end. But my issue when it comes to the PS4 is, one, you cannot link your account. That in my opinion, is a massive undersight. And the reason for that is simply because if you can't link your account, you are forced to either start over on PlayStation, and not only are you forced to start over on PlayStation, but you're forced to stay there. You cannot get your account onto a mobile device. Sorry, I'm going crazy. You cannot get your account to a mobile device, which BBS is a mobile game. So if you have a mobile device and you're like, oh, damn, I need to do Guild Quest, but I'm taking a massive dump in this random building on Fifth Avenue in New York City. I guess I missed my GQ because you can't log into your phone and take a 1 to 2 minute break, because it takes like 2 minutes to log in, a minute to go through all the menus for logging in, a minute to go through maybe like 20 seconds to go through it's someone's birthday, here's a birthday medal, try coming back in 19 months. And then on top of that, it's like, then you click on Guild Quest, then you build the team, then you do the Guild Quest. And if you don't do the Guild Quest, then you could potentially screw over your entire squad who's trying to stay in S League, which is why I personally I stopped caring for S League. They buffed daily GQ rewards. I get more than enough orbs than I normally do than I ever did in S League anyways, without the stress. I love that. So yeah, so there's that. Hogyokus are great, need more of these. They do need to add more Hogyokus in my opinion. Now, Hogyokus I understand is their own like separate thing. So shout out to those that listened to me when I told y'all to farm Transcendent Zone without ridiculing me, because there was a lot of ridicule. Events have really, oh yeah, so this is a post that I put in. And I was kind of mad when I posted this, so apologies that it wasn't coherent. Now here I put, events have been really stagnant with no real draw for players who have either quit or don't want to run the same dungeon they have for the last 2 years over and over again. Now 2 years ago is when they actually started doing, roughly 2 years ago is when they started doing the point events, where you actually got a 5-star ticket and you could, actually I think it's been more than 2 years, but you have the point event, gives you a bunch of rewards, it gives you a 5-star ticket after 2 million, and then eventually they started doing Essence Scrolls sometime after Transcendence came out. But I do like the point event, I like the idea of it, but my issue is that the rewards, in my opinion, don't really draw people to just go crazy on the point event unless you are understanding that you can farm the point event for 5-star accessory tickets, and even then it's still RNG. So I'm like, give a random so there, for the events have been really stagnant. Really for me, that's just their point events are kind of, in my opinion, lazy. Like, there's nothing really special to them, which sucks, aside from the story, which some people enjoy the story. I could definitely understand that, but when you're farming like the extra stages 2 and 3, it is what it is. Now they did try to rectify it with the I forgot what it's called already, because you only do it one time. It's like the nightmare version. Oh, am I supposed to do this before I unlock it? Yeah, there's like a super hard difficulty or something like that. But you only do it once anyways, and I farmed the point event so much that it really doesn't, it's kind of negligible for me personally. So they try to rectify it with that, but like since it doesn't really give that many points in the long run, if you're trying to farm out like 42 million, 500k is nice, but it's only going to be translated to maybe a Brave Soul ticket or 2 Brave Soul tickets, because at the end of the day it's a 1 run, and usually most of the rewards that you get aren't from the points, but the actual rewards from doing the ×5 tickets and then blasting through that with your bonus units. Okay, so there's that. I put, give a random 150 orbs for logging in randomly a month to get older players to maybe check back. That's a free multi for those doing step 1, whether it be arena or any other multi. And I think that could be random. Like if they take away 150 orbs from like some of the events that they put out, like sub stories for example, and just like give it to people, I think that could genuinely be pretty good, because then it means that a casual player who hasn't played the game in a year, 2 years is like, oh yeah, they give a free multi just for logging in. Like, the amount of times that I've gone back to a game, the slime game, Epic 7, I came back because they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna give out 1 free multi every single day for a week, and I played Epic 7 literally every day now. So that's literally why I came back to Epic 7, and they actually did a lot of quality of life updates that have kept me in the game. So I feel like something like that, even though it sounds like, oh, it's like, but you don't have to play for those 150 orbs. It's like, you just log in, just check it out, see if you like the game again, and whether you keep it downloaded or delete it, you know, like at the end of the day, if it gets people to download the game, actually mess around with it and play with it, all the better. Now, if you haven't noticed, we actually haven't gotten a download celebration in a long time, and that's because KLab, in my opinion, has been very, very stagnant when it comes to their events and their updates, and I feel like they're focusing way too much on this whole NFT blockchain stuff, and they aren't realizing that, oh, you know what, we actually have a lot of players in this player base that could potentially market their own game, market the game for them, and I feel like it's just really unfortunate. Next, like the Times 5 Epic Raid update brought back a lot of players. I wanted to make a really big note of that because a lot of people really did genuinely come back to the game for that. And now they're gone because KLab didn't really follow up with that. If they followed up with that, bro, like I think that there could have been a lot of like benefits to the game. Or if they could do like events like, oh, for this week you can do ×5 IT runs. Something like that could be really, really good. Personally, I think that they need to buff the drops, the base drops for IT. Now, they did update, okay, let me show you here. So they did update the events for the training ground, but they haven't really updated the events. You'll see here, like this guy, he got 172 to 263, and then for now he's getting 450 to 606. So that got buffed. The Coin Bonanza training ground now gives a ton of coins, especially if you're using the coin links. So very, 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 very good. But they need to buff the co-op stuff. Like, I think that if they buff the co-op stuff, it would be a lot better. They did do a ×2 potions. They are currently running ×2 droplets. And you'll see here, this is where I got kind of mad. I'm like, please think of something exciting and new instead of saying that we can spend 10 hours instead of 20 hours to link slot a unit to 2020. Something random like log in within this week and you get enough resources to T15 a character just for trying out the game. I think that'd be really cool if they just like randomly, like once a month, or just like, you know what, on the 3rd, on the 17th, just randomly, just if you log in within these like 3 days or this week, then you get say like how much is it? So 750 super link slot potions for every attribute. This for every attribute. I don't want to say move source because I know that move sources cost them money, but they really do genuinely need to give out more move sources. It's actually ridiculous that even if you're paying $80 every 3 months, you can only 5/5 one character a year. Think about that. Just like, it's like, okay, cool. If I'm a committed spender in the game, I can max out a character 1 time a year. Unless you get lucky and then you summon multiples of them, but like... it is what it is. And then the last thing that really kind of irked me, and don't get me wrong, I'm fine with them doing the whole welcome back stuff. I think that's good for all games in general, but rewarding someone for quitting for 30 days instead of logging in for 30 days, in my opinion, is the opposite incentive that you should want for the player base. Now, if I actually go into my my daily logins, would I want a 5-star ticket for not logging in for 30 days? Or would I like 25 soul tickets, 40 orbs, 2 Hogyokus, and a Brave Soul ticket? I would personally trade all this crap in for a 5-star ticket. This is a frenzy ticket, not a 5-star ticket, by the way. I mean, I guess it's technically a 5-star ticket, but it is what it is. In my opinion, it's kind of asinine. I feel like after like 20 login days, they should give us like a 5-star ticket. That way, you're incentivized to log in 66% of the time. Now, obviously, if you are playing the game actively, you're doing all the events and stuff like that, you will be rewarded more so than someone who quits for 30 days, because then you have Senkaimon, you got the 5-star tickets from there, you have Guild Quest, which gives more orbs. If you're doing normal, even normal GQ gives better rewards, which is good. Brave Battles, you can get a 5-star ticket from there. Arena, you can get Disappointed there. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in this game, but it's still weird that when it comes to logging in and not logging in, the reward is better for not logging in. That's just weird to me. Now, obviously, if you're inactive and you just log in, giving someone an incentive to just log in could potentially lead to more sales than, yo, quit the game for 30 days, bro. That's been really weird to me. When it comes to events, they do need to buff IT. They need to buff Inheritance Zone. In my opinion, like, I personally have not farmed Inheritance Trial since Nini and Noelle have come out. It's been 3 months since I've actually genuinely started, like, well, okay, maybe not 3 months. It's been like 2 months since I've genuinely been farming Inheritance Trial actively, and it's also caused me to not really play this game anywhere near as much as I used to. Power-up quest, I don't, like, the rewards from this are relatively dog water for me, personally, but you can get Hogyokus and Hogyoku Wills. Usually it's worth it for most players. Epic Raids is still very, very good to farm in my opinion, but for some god-awful reason, they re-released this raid with the same bonus units when they could have changed the bad ones out, or they could have just added more bonus units. Personally, I think that they need to double the amount of characters that they have here for the bonus. When we complained about the lack of bonus units, they eventually doubled it or tripled it, or I don't remember how much they did. I think they buffed it by like 50%. They also added this, the medals plus 25% characters, but that was also several years ago. There's so many characters now, and if you're going to be rerunning older epic raids, at least have somebody like little Timmy in the back, like just pick a literally pick a 5-year-old, tell him to look at a board full of shiny characters and just randomly click and just put them in the epic raid and put like Timmy bonus characters, plus 50% medals, plus 25% medals for half of them. You don't even have to think, you can auto-generate that. Like, you can genuinely just auto-generate that, or you can use that to sell more characters, have epic raid banners like you guys did before. That could be really cool. And because right now, it's like, I'm sorry, but all these bonus units do not incentivize me to farm out this Noitora. Like, it really doesn't. Unless I, who am I using to farm Noitora right now? I think I used Uryu for a bit, and I literally farmed so much that I'm like, this game sucks. I'm not playing this, bro. Don Kanonji is good, but he's super limited with Safui. He's only been re-released twice. Noitora, he's been re-released multiple times, so that's not a bad way to farm. Momo is pretty good because you also have a link slot unit. Raruka, link slot unit. Rukia, link slot unit. So, like, you can farm the normal mode for link slots, but if you're trying to farm for the actual shop, for me personally, it's just not really worth it. If I want to farm link slots, I'd rather just get carried in Inheritance Zone. So those are honestly like my main gripes in the game right now. I do think that they should add more brushes. I think that they could add more brushes that could be obtained outside of Guild Quest. Right now, Guild Quest is my main source of brushes, unless I'm doing Extreme Co-op, which I'm definitely not, because I'm not doing no 7th seat since they haven't buffed it in like 2-3 years. Some crazy crap like that. Yeah. So I mean, is that it? Is that all that I could think about? Oh, right, and the point event. Farming the point event and then having to go to collect my gift box. Bro, imagine being on PlayStation where you have to actually like maneuver with this tiny joystick and it doesn't even maneuver that well. I tried playing it on the PlayStation. I literally just couldn't. I honestly wouldn't really recommend the PlayStation version to anyone unless you genuinely can't afford a mobile device that can run the game, or you can't afford a PC. But at that point, it's just like, why would you get a PlayStation over a PC? I mean, it might be easier for some people. Personally, I can't go back to console after PC. I've been playing PC for several years now, and as a console slut, I can tell you, PC has definitely been better for me. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys grind on, catch up, him to stay blessed. Let me know in the comments below what issues you guys have with the game. It is what it is. I don't know how much of the survey they've actually made do with, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. Hopefully we see a lot more changes in the future, but until then, I'm gonna leave you guys. That's Grano. Catch you room to stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, have a great day. I'll see y'all.